Hi, and welcome back to this part 8 of this tutorial on FastAPI and HTMX. So in this part, we're going to go and keep adding on a little bit to our comments to make it a little more responsive to our user experience. And then we're going to go through and allow our users to add a picture to their post so that it can be kind of like an Instagram or Facebook where you upload a picture and that way you can comment and like on it, all that good stuff. So let's get going. So before we go and start adding pictures to our posts, let's see if we can make some improvements first to the comments. So whenever we go to a comments, the first kind of big issue that we have here is that there's no margin on these comments. So it's hard for us to distinguish what's the comments from the main post. So let's go and fix this up real quick. So if we go to our post here, our comment thread here, and on the post here, on these comments in this block right here, what we like to do is add the margin right here. So I'm actually just going to go and wrap this in a div block. And I'm going to give it a class of margin left, and I'm going to give it margin left 4. And I think that should give us a decent amount of margin to kind of distinguish the comments from the main block of the main post. Let's see how that looks. So now we can see we get a little bit of margin here. The next thing that I want to do is, you see we get the C comments here on the main thread, main post, and that's going to basically, refresh the page. Ideally, we don't want that. We just want that to basically, we don't need to see the comments because they're already displayed. So I'm going to go right here and go into our app, and I want to add some new context to this so that the Jinja template can distinguish if we need to render that or not. So on the get thread, on the context for the main post, I want to add in a new field. So we'll say context on the main post, and we're going to give it, since there's only one post for the main post, it's going to be index 0, and then we're going to give it a new field, and we're going to call this field, actually we need to give this post, I believe, post, okay, yeah, post, index 0, and this field is going to be called hide C comments, and we'll call this to true. And now let's go back onto our post here, and we'll say on this we'll say if not post dot hide C comments, then we'll include the comments. Otherwise, we do not. Let's see, end if. And let's see, if I did that correctly, that should not show. And as you can see, now it's not showing on here. But if we go back into the main one, we can see it here. For example, if we go on here now, we can see it here. And now the next thing is whenever we click on the C comments, it's pulling up it's refreshing the page and then taking us to this new URL here, get threads 15, for example, on this one. What we'd like to do is just have this all load on the single main page. So like right here on the main post, we'd rather just click on this and it just kind of instantly pop up underneath here. So let's use a little HTMX to make that happen. So what I want to do here is go back onto our comment, our add a comment, or sorry, C comments. So I think if we go to our comment counter here. What we're doing right now is whenever we click on this link, it's doing just the naive HTML get method with this URL and then loading that into the browser window. So what we're instead going to use is going to use some HTMX. So we're going to still do the same thing here. So we're going to do HTX get, or sorry, HX get, and we're going to still do the same method here. So actually I'm just going to delete this and just call it hx-get, and that will be what we're going to get. And what do we want to target? Well, so we'll say hx-target, and our target, we just want to replace the comment, the main post. So if we go up here to the let's see, which was it? I think it was the main post. we had an ID of postcard underscore post ID, so that's what we want to target. So we'll say post card, and the target is going to be our post.post ID. And then going back on our comment thread, now it's actually, I think let's just load that and see how that looks. So let's load this up again. And now if we click on this, we'll see now it loads up on the page. But we actually just put the whole web page embedded inside of this content here. So we still have like the log out button. So really that's not what we want. And I think I just accidentally logged myself out. So let me log back in here. We'll call this secret. So really what we want to do is, not have the log out button right here and embed the whole content. Fortunately, that's pretty simple to do. All we need to go do is go back on this comment thread and then just get rid of this that extends the base. And so basically all we're going to do is just insert this little snippet of HTML. So now if we go back, we go here, we'll see comments, and then now we can see the comments come up here. If we want to bring up this one, it comes up, and now we can see that basically everything's kind of laid out and pulling up how you would expect it to. So the only thing we want to do now is maybe just have a hide comments thread on here, just so we're not that we have an option to basically undo that kind of hierarchy. So we can do that next. So to hide the comments, we need to do a little bit of a refactor here. So if we go on to our get thread, we're going to need to go and basically re-implement a lot of this all over again. So I'm actually just going to pull most of this out into a little helper function. So let's go and create a small helper function. This is going to be called get comments thread helper. And yeah, sorry about the long function names. I'm not very clever with how I name these. So then we'll call the first argument. We're just going to pass it the access token, which is going to be a string or none. It's going to be equal to none as default. Actually, we can just leave it here. And then we're going to give it the post ID, which is going to be an integer. And then I think that's all we really need to do. And then we're going to return our context. So we're going to do all of this. So this should be 10. And let's just delete these out here. Add this in here. We don't need the user ID. So we keep all this. And then finally, we just need to return the context. And on here, we need to access the context is equal to our get comments thread helper. And this will be our access token and our post ID. And let's just make sure we didn't break anything on our website. So if we go back here, we click on this, and yep, we can still see we have it here. So that looks correct. So let's make a new route on here. So our new route is going to be very similar to this one right here. So this will be called hide thread. And this will be the hide thread method. And it's going to be the almost exact same thing here, except on here, we want to make it hide is equal to true. And so we need to go back to our helper here and define our hide. So I'm going to say hide is a bool, and it's going to have a default of false. So now if we go back here and we say get the comments, so if we're going to hide it, then we don't want to get the comments here. So we'll say if hide, just do if not hide, or if hide, we'll just return the context. And that's all we'll do there. So if we go back to our template here, we want to change up the template. So if we're hiding the comments, if we want to hide the comments, then we'll change this to the hide comments. So let's go and change this here. So we'll say on our HTMX get, if we'll say here if post.c hide comments, then we'll want to go to the hide comments. So we'll go to / hide thread post ID. Otherwise, we want to go to our other one. So otherwise, we'll do else here. And then we'll end our if. And then again on here, we want to change this. So if it's a, we'll go in here and say if post.c hide comments, then we'll put the text hide else C, and then we can go here. Oops, and we need to also end the if. And then we'll go back on here and then just get rid of the C here. And then we need to go back to our comment thread and just go back and yeah, I think we can do this. And also we need to add on here if comments, show the comments, otherwise don't show them. So let's go back to our website now and let's refresh this. And I need to, actually, I don't need to log in, so let's just see if this works. So now we can see this, but now this hidden. So let's see what we did here. So we actually put the wrong name here. So actually this needs to be hide C comment right here. And then I also forgot on our app.py, whenever we go on this helper function, we need to actually toggle the hide on and off. So on the context that hide C comments, we just toggle whatever it currently is. So if it's currently true, we want to set it to false, and if it's false, we set it to true. That way we can get a toggle effect. So whenever we do that, we go back to our web page, and now you can see we can toggle the comments. So if you go back here, we can hide it and see this one. We can see it, and then again we can see it's going down the chain here. So that looks like it works there. So now we can start uploading our pictures. So that'll be what we do next. Okay, so to add our file, we need to go back to our templates here. So let's go back to our templates, and we need to go to the add post. And so right now what we're doing is sending that says JSON encoded, but what we'll need to do is actually send this back as multi-part form data. So we actually can't do this anymore. So we need to do hx-encoding, and we'll send it back as multi-part / form-data. So this will send this out as multi-part form data. And then next we need to give it an input. We'll give it a type is equal to a file. The name, we'll give it to the post image, and the class will be input. And let's just see if that renders correctly on our website now. So if we go here, now we can see we get this browse tab. We can go through and add pictures. So that looks correct. Let's go back to our website here, and we need to go back to our app here. So let's go to our app, and then let's go to our add post right here. And so these are now need to be changed to form data. So that's what you can see here. I changed these to form data, and then I changed the post here to now just take those as arguments, the post title and post text. So the next thing we need to do is go through and add in the file. But first, let's just make sure that we can still add the post and it still works correctly. So let's just try this and add the post. And as you can see, we still got it added, so that looks correct. So for the post picture though, we're gonna give it a new type that we haven't seen before. And this is gonna be called a file upload, or upload file. Upload file. And we're gonna have to go and add it in. So let's go and add in the file upload file. And then let's go back to our add post, our upload file. And then we're also going to let it be none because the user might not want to upload a picture. They might just want to upload text. So we'll give it the option none. And by default, it's just going to be none. And then we're going to get a complaint here because our keyword arguments have to come before our positional arguments. So, whoops. Let's go and fix that. And that gets rid of that error. So now we should be able to upload a picture without any issue. So let's test that out. Let's just go through and refresh our page here, confirm that works out, and then we go here and add a picture. We can add a post, and post is successfully added. So now we're actually uploading the file to our FastAPI. And so from next, we'll need to go through and add that picture to our database, or actually we'll add it to our file system, and then we'll upload their database to point to that file. So let's do that next. So quick correction here, actually this needs to be post image, not post picture. So I changed this to post image. And then now we need to go back and create a new migration for our post because now we need to add a file path for the picture if one exists. So we can go to our table here, and let's go to the migration, and we need to add a new one. We're gonna call it step 5 dot add pictures dot SQL. Okay, so let's open this one, and so here we're going to use the alter table command. So we say alter table, and we want this table to be our post, add column, and the name we want this to be, post underscore image, and we want this to be text, and it can be null. So I think that's all we need to do here. And then let's go through and just see if we can do this file. So we'll say this / migrations / add post step 5 dot add pictures dot SQL. So let's see the schema for our post. Let's see. So now we have the post image here. So that's text. So it looks like we add that to our table. So now we can start updating our database. So let's get out of here and let's go back to our database. Insert post. All right, so here's our insert post. And what we want to do is now we can add our post user ID, and we can give it the post image. So we'll go through here and we'll say our post image. So that'll be that. And then we need to update our user post ID. So let's go and add this, and we'll need to give it a post image. And this can be either a string or a none. So this will be the file path. And let's see if this is referenced anywhere else. Give it the references. So let's see, post in our database, we have it from here. Insert post. Okay, so I think we're okay. I think that's the only place we're gonna really need it on there. So we have it referenced twice here. So let's see, where's this other one? Okay, so add comment, we'll need it as well. So we'll need to fix this in a little bit for the comments because now our comments are probably broken. But let's go to our add post, and now we need to give it the post image. So on here we'll say if post image is not none, then we want the post image so let's give it the image path, is equal to none. Okay, and then we'll go through on here and say if the post image is not none, then we'll say post image dot, and we want to let's see. So we need to create a new path for it. So what we need to do is we need to create a unique path for this file. So what I'm going to need to do is go back and import another package for a unique ID. So we'll do that next. So in order to get a unique ID for the image path, we're going to go and import a library here called UUID. And it should be already installed. It's part of the standard library. So let's go and bring it in here. So we'll say from UUID import, and we're going to bring in UUID 4. And then we're also going to import pathlib. So we'll say import, from path, import path. And if you're not familiar with pathlib, this library just makes it very much easier to deal with reading and writing to files than using the standard OS and pathlib OS package. So let's go back to our add post, and on our post image here, what we want to do is we want to create a new file. So I'm going to go back onto our files here, and I'm going to create a new directory, and it's going to be called static, and we're going to add another directory called images, and this is where we're actually going to save the images that our users uploaded. So let's go back here, and we'll say our path, our image path will be equal to, it's going to be path, and we're just going to give it the /static /images, and then we'll do a / and we want to do UUID4, and then we're going to do .hex, which will give us the string of it, and this will be where we're going to save the image to. And then we're going to go and take our post image, and we're going to read it into the system. And this is an asynchronous function, so we actually need to await it. So we'll do the await, and then we'll say this will be our image data. We'll equal to this. And then once we've read our data in, we'll go through and finally write it out to the file system. So we'll say image path dot write, let's see, dot write write, yes, write bytes, write bytes, and we'll give it the image data. Okay, so then once we write the bytes, I think for now that's all we'll do. So let's just go over and see if this actually works. And we have an issue with no module name path, so it's actually pathlib. So from, that's why I wasn't getting type hints either. So pathlib, and then let's go to our add post here. And let me just make sure I got the correct method name here. Write bytes, yeah, so that was correct. So this all looks correct now. Let's go back here, reload this here, and let's just see if we can add that post here. So it claims it was added. Let's go back here and check our file system. And indeed, we can see it did add that file under our path here, so now we've added it. So the next thing we need to do is actually go and update our post database and actually include that new path that we just created, so that whenever we load the web page, we can just read in that path directly and upload and view the image under the path on the website. So we'll do that next. Okay, so now that we have the path created, let's go through and update our database with the path. So we'll need to go and update the definition for the user post. So let's go to that. And our user post, we're going to add a new definition called the post image. And it's going to be a type of string or none. So this will be the path for our image. And so now we need to go through and determine everywhere that this is going to be affected. So let's check out the references for this guy here. So let's see, he's updated in the models. Let's see, user post ID'd. Okay, so user post. Okay. So maybe the user post ID is what we're looking for. Go to definition for this guy here. Go to references. So we have two database references, one on the insert post and one on the okay, so get post, insert post, that's the first one we'll need to update. And then let's check on this one here. This will need to be updated as well. So this will be our, and this one is getting updated quite a few places on our database. So the get single post will be updated. Let's see, get single post. Yeah, so get the single post. So we have a few places on our database we're going to have to update this, but we can handle it. Okay, so let's go onto our database here, and let's see, get the post here. So on this one, we're going to need to get the post image as well. So we're going to say post image. So that'll be the post image. And we'll also need to select it here to post image. Okay, so that's our post image. Get the single post. We're going to have to do it again. Our post image. And we'll need to do it down here as well. And let's separate these onto different lines. Yeah, we'll just put here's your post image. Okay. And then insert the post. Again, we're going to have to put the post image, and then we'll put it here, colon, post image. Okay, and then I think the rest of this is get user, create user, add a comment. Okay, so here the comments should be fine. Check the like, that should be okay. Delete a like, get the comments. Let's see. Comments. Let's see, post. Yeah, so this one's gonna have to be updated as well. In the comments, the post page from post. This needs to be the post image. Okay, post image, the likes, and then on here, let's do the post image. Okay. So I think that's all we need on there. So let's see if we didn't just completely break our website. And we got an error. Field required post image. Oh, this needs a comma. Okay, so now we get it. So that looks like it's working. Can refresh everything. Okay. So I think we're getting everything we need here. We just log out and we go back. Okay, so I think we didn't completely break it. So now we should be able to add the post and let's see. So let's log in here and create a, go in as test user. And let's create a post here, test with the image test. And let's select an image, and let's add the post. And let's see, we got an error here because the post image wasn't included. So let's go back to our app and include it. Let's see, so app.post, and we're missing the post image. So let's add it. Post image is equal to image path. Oh, and image path needs to be equal to image path dot, I believe it's going to be called just name. So we'll just return the name, and then that should fix that. Let's go back and try that again. Refresh and add it. It was successfully added. And let's go back to our database here, and then let's see. So I think that last one should be shouldn't be equal to null. So select star from post where, and we want this to be where post image is not null, I think. Okay, and so now we can see it is uploading the file paths with the files. So that's there. The next thing we need to do is just finally render the images. So that'll be next. Okay, so in order to reference the images as links, we're going to need to import static files here. So we'll go under from FastAPI.static files. Static files, import static files. Import static files, and then we'll go and we have to mount it. So we'll go to app.mount, and we want to give it the name of static, current directory / static. And then we'll say from our app is going to be the static files, and we'll give it the directory is equal to static, and we'll give it a name of static. And so that's all we need to do, and we should now be able to reference this whenever we go on our template. So let's go back to our template, and we need to go back to our post. So let's see, we'll get our single post here, and we just need to give it the image now. So let's go back to Bulma, and we'll see Bulma card. Let's see, so on the card header, I think we could give it the image. So we need to give it a div class card image, so we can do that. Okay, so we just need to kind of copy this here. Let's copy that. Copy, and then let's go on to our, let's see, was that inside the header or is it outside? Let me see. Class card, so no, it just goes inside the card. So we'll go here, and we'll need to paste this in. Okay. And we can leave this the same, but we'll need to change, obviously, the source here. So the source is going to be equal to static / images / and we're going to give it the post image, and wrap this in here. And that should be all we need to do, I think. So let's go and refresh our page here and see what that does. Civil social media. And roots must start with a /. Okay, so we need to give it a /. Okay, so let's go here. /static /static. Okay. Let's see, do we not save it? Okay, which line is this on? The mounting. Okay, the mount path. Okay, so let's go back to our mount path. It needs to begin with a forward, so I think we just need to do like a back / there. Okay, so let's try that again. Go back to our page, and now we're getting these big images here. So these are huge images. So let's go back here, and we also need to check if there's not an image. Then we don't really need to do it. So we'll say we'll only do this conditionally. So we'll say if post image, so check if this isn't none, and we'll do this. I think we need to do this / div as well. And then we'll do our end if. And let's go back and try that again. Okay, so now it's looking correct. But we need to actually test this out with an image. So I'm just gonna go through into our database and just delete all these posts. So I'm gonna say delete from post, and just wipe out the database on the post. So if we go here, there should be nothing here. Let's add this in and let's see what happens. Refresh it, and now we can see we get the image to appear here. We may want to change the size of this, and we can maybe do that another time, but for now we're able to upload images, so I can upload a different one. These are just my background images for my desktop. So I can add that, refresh it here, and now you can see I got this here. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So in the next video, we'll probably keep doing some refactors. I want to make the user experience a little more snappy. So we're just going to do some miscellaneous things around that. And then we're getting pretty close where we're kind of wrapping up this project. If you've been enjoying the material, be sure to leave a comment and a like. If there's something that you want to see added onto this project, a particular feature, also leave it down in the comment. Let me know what you're thinking so far. Thank you all for checking out the video if you're still listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.